Hello, salutation friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another fragrance first impression, and it's going to be on one of the newer fragrances from Penhaligons, and it's Savoy Steam. Now I have never talked about this brand on my channel, so I'm really excited to test this out for you guys. So if you want to know my first impressions, then keep watching. Thank you to a subscriber who wants to remain anonymous. They sent me a plethora of samples from Penhaligons and from L'Artisan Parfumeur, so thank you so much. I haven't talked about this house on my channel. I am a fan of it. I haven't purchased anything from them yet, but I do want to purchase one or two of them in the near future. And Savoy Steam was something that I had heard about and had been really excited for. So when I saw this as one of the samples, I was like immediately like, yes, I get to try you. I'm so excited. So basically, if you guys don't know how my fragrance first impression videos are, I always give the rundown in the very beginning. What I do is I have a sample of something that has never touched my skin before. Normally I've never even experienced it before, but I did do a test strip of this when I got it. So the first thing I do is I spritz it on my skin and I let it settle down, so about 15 to 20 seconds, and then I give you my impressions on its opening. And then I come back after about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes longer once it's dried down, and I'll give you my first impressions of the fragrance. So I'll let you know if I like it, I'll let you know if it's really overpowering, and what notes are really just pronounced in this fragrance. And then what I'll do is I'll wear it throughout the week, and then next week's fragrance first impression, at the end of that video, I will give you my final kind of mini review. I'll let you know the longevity on the fragrance, I'll let you know how it projects, and I will also let you know if it's something I would purchase. And some of these I've purchased right away, and other of them I've been completely turned off by. So that this week is going to be Savoy Steam, and at the end of this video I'm going to let you know my final thoughts on last week's fragrance, which was from Maison, Margiela, REPLICA, Fantasies, Dancing on the Moon. So let's start off this little video with letting you guys know what the notes are. The top notes are rosemary and pink pepper, the heart notes are rose, geranium, absolute, and the base notes are an incense resinoid. And let me also read the little insert. Apologizing, I'm really bad at reading aloud. A steam mist of fresh roses. The stir of floating petals, hints of invigorating green with the haze of this olfactory hammam. And now green geranium. Aromatic inflections, an echo, rosemary and pink pepper. And le denouement, as if after a soothing rub down. Benzoin and incense reinforce the smooth sensation of warm, enveloping floral steam. This makes me really excited because I kind of really like steam. I love cooking and infusing and steeping things, and I love the steam that comes out of it. I make a lot of very interesting ice creams and syrups. Mostly I used to be a bartender and a mixologist in some weird small way. I was kind of more of an amateur mixologist in my head, but I did make a lot of bitters and a lot of components to cocktails from scratch on my own, and I always just loved almost the chemistry and the magic and the alchemy behind it. And so when I was reading this initially, it kind of got me excited because it's kind of like the steam of the flowers and the green and the incense and everything. It just seems really, really, really cool, but at the same time the notes make me happy. I love rose, I love pink pepper, I love things that are green but also a little bit incensey and smoky. So I'm really excited to see how this translates. So enough talking, let's get to sniffing. Going to just do one or two on each wrist unless a lot comes out, because these little things are not like a full pump of fragrance, so I kind of like to. I'm getting, as it's drying down, I'm getting a wave. Sometimes, most of the time, because the fragrance is in the air, you initially get like a heavy, almost like alcohol vapor, and sometimes you'll get a heavy wave of fragrance, which is why I like to let this die down. But I'll tell you guys, this is very pleasant so far, just hitting in the air, but I do want to see how it is on my skin, so I'm going to give this another few seconds and I'll be right back. Okay, it's been about 20 seconds, but I just kind of want to put a little bit more information out there. Whenever I do these first impression videos, I don't do a lot of research on the actual fragrance because I want to come into it almost completely blind. I don't want to have anything influence my nose or my thoughts or my opinions, because sometimes not even that it'll influence, it's like you'll read something and it'll stick with you and you'll kind of like mimic it. At least I do. So I like to do these completely blind. So I did do a little bit more research now while it was settling on my skin, and just like an update. This is supposed to be inspired by the fragrance Haman Bouquet, which was a fragrance they released in 1872. And this is a unisex fragrance. It does lean very unisex, and you guys know when I say masculine, feminine, or unisex, I'm talking about how fragrances are marketed, how generally fragrances are marketed a certain way, smell a certain way, like feminine fragrances smell one way, masculine fragrances generically smell one way. And you guys know in the fragrance community, you can smell however you want, whenever you want. The sky's the limit. Is genderless and ageless. It doesn't matter. But this smells like it was marketed as a unisex fragrance. So let me talk about the opening notes here. I'm getting a sweet honey-like undertone to this, but at the same time, there's something very green and light about it. It's really, really nice. I can say this is definitely a very refreshing rose fragrance. It's not a garden rose, it's not a jammy rose, it's not a soapy rose, but there is a bit of honey underneath everything, which I guess would definitely be that base note that's just kind of really just packing a punch to this. But there's just something really refreshing about this fragrance. I love the almost like a bitter green note in this. It's really, really nice. This is definitely a fragrance I can see that would be perfect for spring and it's perfect for summer. But I do want to let this sit on my skin to see if maybe all the notes marry together differently. So the opening is very honey-like, but it is also very bitter and green, and I really love the balance in that. And then you can definitely get this beautiful, fresh garden-like rose to it. Without it being too sweet, without it being too bitter, it's a beautiful balance. So let me let this sit on my skin. I'm probably going to let this sit for about half an hour because I really want the scent to dry down and really want all the notes to marry together on my skin. And I will come back and I will let you know what I think. Okay guys, I'm back. I just was on my computer doing things. Usually that's what I do. I usually will run errands or sit in front of my computer. Let me tell you about this fragrance, guys. I'm in love. It's so good. But I need to wear this more. This dried down a lot more green. The honey was a little overpowering, but in a beautiful way. And if you guys know, I love honey fragrances. Honey Gentle Water from L'Occitane, which was discontinued like 10 years ago and I cannot find. It's one of my favorite fragrances ever on this planet. I missed it. I loved it so much. The opening of this definitely had that beautiful, gentle, honey-like quality that if you've experienced Honey Gentle Water, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a beautiful crispness and bitterness with the green notes, and the rose just kind of pulled everything together. It's beautiful. It's really gorgeous. I'm loving this. As it dried down, a little bit of the honey went away. It kind of became a little bit more, I don't want to say bitter, but definitely more green, like more of a leafy green. And I love that about this. It almost gave it this slight woody note to it, but not so much. It's gorgeous, you guys. The only thing I'm unsure about is going to be longevity, but I think that this will probably be an absolutely buy in the very near future, just because of how refreshing and green and beautiful it smells. It's really fantastic. I think the nicest thing about this is the fact that it does kind of smell like steam. It smells like almost like a steamed herbal bath, but not in like a low quality, you know, like bath bomb. Although we love bath bombs, but you know, if you're spending this much money on a fragrance, you don't want to smell like a bath product. You want to smell like a fragrance. You want to smell refreshing. You want to smell sophisticated. You want to smell exquisite. This is an exquisite fragrance, you guys. I'm really enjoying this. I love Penhaligon fragrances. I just haven't gotten around to purchasing any of them, and I don't know why. I think it gets so easily confused and distracted by other fragrances. I haven't gotten around to purchasing any of them, but this might be my first Penhaligons purchase. This is gorgeous. I did want to say that there are two versions of this. There's the Eau de Cologne and the Eau de Parfum. The one that I am sampling is the Eau de Parfum. So I haven't tried the Eau de Cologne, so this review is going to be completely on the Eau de Parfum, and that will definitely affect notes, how it wears on my skin, longevity, sillage, and things like that. So I'm going to let you guys know in the description box and in the title, this is the Eau de Parfum review and not the Eau de Cologne. But I am really enjoying this so far. So far, it is an absolute winner. Very refreshing, very green, very bright, but a little bit bitter and a little bit sweet. And the rose just rounds everything out. It's a beautiful unisex fragrance. I can see this being appropriate for the daytime or very casual evening. I think that this would even be appropriate for the classroom or the workplace. I think this would be a very versatile fragrance. So overall, right now, this is an absolute winner, and I am excited to wear it more. I've got more than one sample, and I'm probably, after this video, going to be drenching myself in this and going about my day. So yeah, so far this is getting like so many thumbs up, I don't have enough hands. Alright, so let's talk about last week's fragrance, which was, again, Dancing on the Moon. It was from Maison Margiela. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry. And it's the Replica Fantasies. It's a little bit, it's different than just the Replica line. This fragrance invoked in the name something magical, something otherworldly, something really, truly unique. And based on marketing and the name, I think it fell flat. And although I'm not saying like names are everything, part of a fragrance, some people won't wear fragrances based on their name, or sometimes people get this idea in their head and expectations based on a name. If you go to a fragrance and it says Jammy Jammy Rose Time and there's no rose and no jam, you're going to be like, what? So in regards to this fragrance, you know, I expected something otherworldly, ethereal, but also very grounded. Now, the fragrance itself was very nice. It was a beautiful, very safe, almost uninspired floral fragrance. But overall, it was a pretty fragrance. It was really, really nice. But I was expecting a little bit more. But I'm going to give my review based on the juice and not based on the marketing, and not based on what my expectations were based on the name of the fragrance. The juice is a very good juice. It is a beautiful floral fragrance. It has very nice projection and pretty decent longevity. I got about 6 hours on my skin. It's not the most inspired fragrance I have ever experienced, but I don't think that there's anything negative about the juice. It's a very safe floral fragrance. So I think if you're looking for a very beautiful spring-like fragrance, I think that you could definitely give that one a shot. But I would say maybe sample it first, not so much because I think it would be bad, but because for the price you could probably find something for it a lot cheaper that is very similar. There's nothing really unique that to me is making it be worth the price that it is. So that's just my opinion on it. It's a good juice. It's a beautiful fragrance. I was a little let down by the marketing, but again, that's on me. That's not on the juice itself. It's very nice. I will give the juice probably an A. It is really a very beautiful fragrance. And it would probably get an A+ if the price was like $100 or like $120 and not the price that it is. So that's my thoughts on Dancing on the Moon. And again, I liked it. It was a pretty fragrance, but again, uninspired, but definitely worth at least checking out and experiencing, and great performance, great sillage, and overall just very pleasant to wear, especially for spring. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really excited to wear this fragrance and test it out and let you guys know what I think. But I just genuinely love doing these fragrance videos with you guys because I think it's a lot of fun and it's a way to test out new fragrances. Things that I generally probably wouldn't wear, or samples that I would probably put off the back and forget to wear. So it's a great experience for me, and I hope it's a great experience for you. As always, if you guys like my fragrance videos, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free, and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy, and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time.